the box score for yesterday's San Francisco Giants victory, and they won big over the Atlanta Braves. You might have had to squint if you're a Boston Red Sox fan and go, is that Rafael Devers at first base? The position that won't be named when he was here? Yes, it is. Hitting third, playing first base for the first time with the San Francisco Giants was Rafael Devers in that lineup. That actually enabled them to have Wilmer Flores in there as the DH, and Wilmer had a nice little game. So we've got Devers saying he prefers playing in the field over DH. He said, it keeps me active. It keeps my head out of just thinking about the next AB. I'd rather be on the field than in the cage hitting all the time and thinking about the next at bat. And we've got a little sound from San Francisco as well.
Had success in Boston as a primary DH, but are you the type that thinks your offense is better when you are playing in the field, that you feel more engaged in the game?
Sí, pienso eso porque me mantiene activo durante el juego, no tengo que estar pensando tanto en mi bateo.
Definitely. It keeps me active. It keeps my head out of just thinking about the next at bat. I'm the kind of player that likes to be active, likes to be on the field. I'd rather be on the field than be in the cage hitting all the time and just thinking about the next at bat.
Well, there you go, Cam. He can play first base. You just have to be nice to him.
You know what? Communication goes a very long way, right? Just a little communication. Tell a guy what you want. And I'm pretty sure, talking about baseball guys, Buster Posey has done an outstanding job in San Francisco. I'm sure he's had that conversation even up until this point prior to bringing Rafi in. Hey, and I don't know how it went. This is me assuming. Hey, bud, we're going to bring you in here. We're going to start you out at DH. And as we start you out at DH, you're going to get some reps pregame at first. And you're going to take some ground balls at third, too. Who knows what may happen, right? You know, somebody gets hurt. We need you to go there. You're still serviceable. But I think the communication is everything here, right? And I think now that Rafi understands the picture for him, right? What's going to happen for him, I think he's okay with it. And I also think, too, with all that's in the news about him standing up with Clark and Barry Bonds, I think he's at a point where he just wants to play baseball, and he's like, okay, let me do what I need to do to just make all the noise go away and just show people that I'm here to produce, because that's what he does when he's happy. Let's get a happy Rafi Devers. A happy Rafi Devers is good for baseball.
And as we're talking about this topic, Trevor, he had a 3-run homer, so he has a 2-homer game today. Back at the DH spot, but 3 for 4 with 4 RBIs. The Giants are just pummeling the Braves again today. It sounds like a mix of first base and DH could be the correct answer. He's also been dealing with a disc issue in his back since he joined San Francisco, and has pointed to that as maybe some reason why it was a slow start for him with the Giants. I think he'll have a big second half. It's a good day to say it when he's got a 2-homer game, but it's crazy. I mean, we went from no freaking way, stop, miscommunicating with me and trying to tell me to play first, to him playing first for the first time yesterday with the Giants and saying, actually, I like this. I would like to do more of this.
Yeah, I think uncertainty is the thing you're trying to avoid here. I just think the ship maybe had sailed a little bit, enough bad taste in the mouth with the Red Sox, just the maybe a couple things not going his way, not being communicated as well, and to be fully fair to all sides here. Like, Craig Breslow kind of inherited him and his contract, and also inherited a Boston Red Sox team that has a lot of great pieces, but has some really glaring issues, and the shuffling was the only real way to address them in any meaningful way at the time. And so Rafi, being a DH and being a guy who's not great defensively at third, was like just the natural obvious choice. But he is the guy on the team, and that's not the guy you do that. And I understand both. Like, I understand why they both had their positions. Makes a lot of sense. And it might just come down to the Giants currently right now are just a better fit for him. We had Lamont Wade be DFA'd and move after that, who played most of the first base. So they kind of had a vacancy. He probably saw that coming. And for Buster Posey, it's a much clearer picture here. We know who plays everywhere for the most part. We've signed a couple guys to be the core, and Adames and Chapman at third. Like, this is what we're trying to build. We're trying to build this core. You can fit in this core, and that might mean playing first base. That is a clear plan. And if you get a clear plan, you're much more likely to buy into that plan. So I love the happy Devers is the best version of Devers comment there at a Cam. And also, I don't know if you guys saw that shirt he was wearing looks so comfortable. So at least he is feeling good in his body, and he just put the chain on right in the middle of the interview. So if you look good, you feel good, and if you feel good, you play good. So
Yeah,
Hey,
that
Scott,
shows
look,
he's
he's got
got
background.
butter on the
let me add
body,
this
just
too.
smooth.
Let me
Yeah.
add this too about Rafael Devers. We're making a lot about everything that's been said, but we haven't made anything about a guy who wants to be on the dirt. Like, he's clearly showing passion that he likes to play defense. So I think there's also an opportunity after the off season. He gets healthy, and we know, Chapman's offense has been Jekyll and Hyde in his career, right? So there are going to be moments even next year where, what if Matt Chapman just needs a day, right? And Rafael Devers, hey, Buster Posey, front office, your team, whoever you are, like let's put in a lot of work this offseason at third so we can get you in there from time to time, but you're going to play first. So I think the fact that he still wants to play instead of just making his money, because at one point, I'm be honest with you, Rafael Devers is a guy who gets his money, and I'm thinking he may just shut it down, but he still is, arguing, hey, I want to play, I want to be out there. So I think there's a lot to be said for that as well. A guy that still wants to be out there.
Last one here on the Giants. I mean, I loved the trade for San Francisco. I think Rafi's a superstar bat, and I think he'll age well if he's a first base / DH. The Giants, I think, have played better than most people expected. They're 2.5 games out of a wild card spot entering today, and it looks like they're well on their way to a victory. What do you guys think of this team for the rest of the season? I think they've got a shot at a wild card. I think their pitching is pretty solid. Trevor, for me, I see too many easy-ish outs towards the bottom of the lineup, so it looks like if I was them, I would look for one more bat. I mean, if we just go through like the common lineup for them, Lee, good. Ramos having a really nice year for them. Then Devers. Adames has picked it up a lot lately. Yastrzemski's been pretty good. I mean, slower lately, but pretty good. Matt Chapman, obviously, is Matt Chapman. And then the bottom three there, you got Dom Smith at first, Casey Schmidt playing second, and then Bailey at catcher. Those three, from an offensive standpoint, are pretty bad this year. And then Wilmer Flores obviously mixes in, has had a pretty nice season driving in runs. But I see one, if not two spots that they could improve on there.
Yeah, I mean, I think the back end of lineups are an issue for a lot of teams trying to get in. There's been some pretty glaring issues. Like Mets have really struggled in the back end of their lineup as well, getting production. So that is going to be a target for them. I think at this point, like if they can grab somebody who goes out there and puts good bats together and just gets on, even if they're not like a bopper and they don't really hit a ton, but they just get on base a little bit more, that could, I think, shore that up a little bit and make them a little bit of a tougher lineup to turn over. The issue is, and Cam, correct me if I'm wrong, like if your lineup is top heavy, the next best situation is to have a back end of the lineup, though, even though damage maybe isn't a concern, they're still eating pitches up, or they're turning over that lineup, or they're at least taking enough walks to be a pesky, even though no one's really worried about it. That's kind of what you have to find a way to do. And you're going to have Bailey out there catching. He's incredible on the plate. He handles these pitchers. They're as good as they are for a big reason because of him. So like he's going to hit ninth. He's going to be there, and he just needs to do whatever he does, and you just got to deal with it. But if they can get, I don't know, maybe a lateral move or a veteran guy to come in that just really works ABs, even if he's not, really a guy who's going to rake or pass his best time, that's doable. That's easy. And I think they just need to try to limit those, those quick outs, those quick innings back there to get like a starter back into a game. Like that's the type of game they have to play. The park they play in, the pitching they have, they can win with not as many runs. And leaning into that is, I think, their best way moving forward.
1,000%, 100% right. Quality at bats, team at bats, right? 6 to 9 pitch at bats, foul pitches off. Figure out a way to get into the bullpen, right? Tire the pitchers out for the top of the order. But when I look at this Webb, Ray, Rupp, Verlander, Birdsong, that's a pretty nice start rotation. It really is. It's a rotation that can keep you in games. But you said it, Scott, in the beginning. I think it's at shortstop. You pay all that money for your shortstop. And this is one thing I was worried about, right? And nothing against Willie Adames. I love him as a person. But I think sometimes, and I don't blame anybody for going to get all the money, But sometimes people take for granted where they play half of their games. Milwaukee is a hitter's park. So for me, for the Giants, I was happy for Willie Dominus, but I just didn't think the park fit his game at all. Like we just said, leaning into your game. I just didn't think that fit was the fit, but he has to turn it around. You pay that money for a shortstop, he has to be somewhat of an offensive catalyst before you even, for me, start to think about or point fingers at anybody else. He has to play like he's getting paid.
Okay, anyone else with thoughts on the Giants and what they should do at the trade deadline? Let us know if you're watching this after the fact. Drop it in the comments. You know about the best place to buy, sell, trade, or look for that special card in your world. It's called Arena Club, and Eric Kratz just went through a little slab pack experience, and you went big. You went for the Ruby pack.
I love it. I love clicking on the Ruby pack and knowing that I'm going to open something that is going to be epic. I got a Cal Ripken Jr. autographed 1 of 42. I'm keeping it right now, but I would love to have it in my hand, so I might even have him send it to me. Already graded. Everything taken care of for me.
That's right. You want to hang it up and stare at it all day, go for it. But if you're in there to get something else or to sell it away, you can do that. They've got the buyback program, or you can put it on the marketplace yourself. Tons of options. This is where the best cards live. It's arenaclub.com/foul and use the code foul for 20% off your first slab pack, or if you'd like to purchase a card, 20% off your first card purchase. Again, arenaclub.com/FOUL. Use code FOUL.